So we're making spinach and lemon polpette. Polpette is basically a posh word for meatballs.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Meatballs, but they're not meatballs.
Yeah,
not
meatballs. Yeah.
What's the meat in your balls? It's not meat. What is it?
It's lentils.
Lentils.
So lentils are gonna
So
kind of form the
spinach
base
and
of this.
lentil balls.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Lovely.
So we're going to start off over here. We're just wilting down a little bit of spinach. Spinach has obviously got loads and loads of iron in it, and you know, I kind of try and use the highest quality veg I can get my hands on. So if you can afford organic, great. If not, then just, you know, use what you can afford.
Well, you're an ambassador for the Soil Association, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Do you always buy organic?
Well, I do as far as I can, but I think, like everyone, you know, sometimes I have to pop to the corner shop and you get, you know, you get your carrots, you get everything else. I think that you just have to be realistic about cooking. We can't all shop in farmers markets. We have to kind of, you know, be a bit
organic
flexible.
when you can,
exactly,
or if you can afford it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some of the spinach wilted and cooled in here. We dry fry it in the pan. The key is to get rid of all the moisture. We're going to add some lentils here. These have already been blitzed up a little bit. They're puy lentils, and any kind of green lentil would do. These are great.
And do you use the tinned ones?
You could use the tinned ones.
I'm always a bit nervous when you sure that's soaking and cooking.
Yeah. That can be a bit off-putting for people. But these are the tinned ones, and they're really versatile, really easy. You also get them in a little vac pack. And these are great because they're going to add a protein and make sure you're sated at the end. So we're going to pop those in. We're going to add an egg. Eggs and dairy are where I'm really kind of like to try and use sort of organic if I can. They've been sort of less messed around with, or definitely free range. Give that a little mix in.
And that binds it.
That binds it along with these breadcrumbs. So these are wholemeal breadcrumbs, but you could use some blitzed up oats if you're kind of, you know, avoiding gluten or don't want to eat quite as much bread. So we'll give those a mix in. And then the next thing is a few different flavours. So I think with vegetarian cooking, what's really, really important is making sure that you layer the flavour. I think sometimes people think that vegetarian food is a bit bland and uninteresting, and I actually think it's completely the opposite, because you're really celebrating the individual flavours. So I'm just grating in a clove of garlic there, which is just going to give it a bit of punch, and then a little bit of nutmeg, which is kind of a classic combination to go with spinach. So you kind of have got the punch from the garlic, some kind of nutty, almost sweetness from the nutmeg there, and then we're going to grate in the zest of a lemon. I absolutely love lemon zest. It just adds a lovely zingy flavour, and I think the zest is completely different to the juice. It's kind of, it's much lighter and brighter and lovely for this kind of spring cooking. So that's our mixture already done. And it's as easy as that.
Could you make that and keep that in the fridge before you're going to cook
Absolutely. You could totally do that. And you can actually make them up into balls and then freeze them. So quite often what I do is I'll do a double amount, and then I'll put half in the freezer so that I've got some for you know, for another day. So yeah.
So
I'm just going to roll them into little balls. Would you actually mind doing a few of those?
I'd be happy
That would
to.
be fantastic. Let me just wash my hands a sec.
Oh, it's all good. It's just like being at home here, isn't it?
Or you watching me cook?
Yeah, gorgeous.
You doing your little lemon popplettes.
I'm just going to nip in here and get on with the sauce that we're going to serve them with. It's kind of a pesto. Pesto is brilliant, especially for vegetarian food, because it's really, really versatile and adds such a punch of flavour. This one is kind of a Genovese pasta, so from Genoa, and it uses almonds kind of instead of the classic pine nuts, but you can mix it up. You can use any nuts and herbs you like. So the almonds are going in there. We're going to add a couple of cloves of garlic, so it's going to be really quite garlicky. A few tablespoons of olive oil. If you were really trying to sort of cut down on the calories, you could mix half olive oil with a bit of water, because I know sometimes people are a bit scared of using a lot of olive oil. And we're going to actually add the zest and juice of a lemon, which is all in here. We're going to pop that one there. Hopefully this will work. Oh, gosh. Sorry about that.
It's definitely working.
Yeah. Did I get you?
Probably. I'm just not as nimble as I used to be. Darting about.
I can't move as fast.
I think you're doing fantastically. And then a handful of cherry tomatoes. We're just kind of coming into when the tomato season is, so pop them in there, and then we're just going to add a load of basil. So we've got a gorgeous plant here. You could use mint, you could use dill, you could use, you know, any kind of herb.
Very nice.
It's lovely, and this is a great way, you know, if you've bought a bunch of herbs for another dish and then have got some hanging around in the fridge.
Just because of time, Anna.
Sure.
what happens to these? I've made quite big ones here.
They just go in the oven,
Okay.
and they go in the oven for 15 minutes at about 200.
Okay.
So we've got some already made, so we can pop those in there.
Do you want me to get those out for you?
Yeah.
I think let's see the finished one because I
Sure,
don't want to run out of
absolutely,
time before you've
absolutely.
seen the finish. Oh no, not that
Sure.
one.
So,
Oh, there's nothing in there.
no, we've got some on a plate here,
Ah.
so that's great. So this, I'm just serving it with a bit of...
You didn't see that.
Just serving it with a bit of quinoa, which is another great thing if you're vegetarian because it is really high in protein.
I've just started to like quinoa because
Yeah.
I don't like couscous, and I thought it would be like couscous,
No,
but actually I
it's
quite
a bit
like
different.
it.
It's got more texture, and I
Nutty,
think
isn't it?
it's all to do in how to do with how you cook it as well. You just,
where are
just
your
don't
cooked
overcook
ones?
it. They're just here.
Ah.
So we've got a few here, and we're just going to pop a few of these on. You could serve this with spaghetti with a lovely tomato sauce.
And how long did you roast those for?
Just 15 minutes.
Okay.
So you could serve them spaghetti, a lovely tomato sauce. You could have them in a flatbread, you know, with some like a
Tomatoes
falafel.
Let's have a taste.
Exactly.
Was in the front page of the papers today, of course,
It
that
was,
morning
absolutely.
from Donleo, and you'd be
Yeah.
an advocate, obviously, of making your own.
Yeah, and it's so quick and easy to make your own. It's just, you know, literally a clove of garlic, a little bit of olive oil, a tin of tomatoes, and you just cook
Okay.
it down for 2 minutes. So
Can we taste?
there we go, absolutely.
Tell us what you're calling this again.
This is spinach and lemon polpette with some lovely herby quinoa and fresh spring herbs.
Do you want to feed me?
Do you want me to feed
Do you want me to hold it
Oh,
for
yes,
you?
thank you. There you go. There's a bit of
Teamwork.
that. I want to get a bit of the sauce, a bit of spinach. Ready? Yeah.
I've been told you're a fully fledged carnivore,
Just
so if
to
I convince
say,
you...
There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
It's quite
Yeah,
filling.
good flavours.
Yeah.
Good,
Just to say, the details will be on the website because there's lots of lovely ingredients there. I'm going to taste this and Eamon's going to read
Very
that.
tasty, very tasty, Anna.
Oh, thank you
Very nice
very
indeed.
much.